because that's one of those things. If everyone could do that, I'm sure they would have.
Welcome to Pull the Pin and Ready, a place where average veterans come to share their opinions on the world we live in. We can't guarantee you're going to like our opinions.
But we promise we're going to enjoy giving them to you.
I'm Jim.
And I'm Mike. Let's pull the pin.
Awesome. Mike, there's an unfamiliar face I haven't seen in such a long time.
Yeah, how long has it been, man?
At least a day and a half, right?
Yeah,
oh, no.
About a week and a half.
A week and a half? All right, I get my days all confused because,
But yeah, man, it's been a while, man, dealing with a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? Dealing with a lot of things out here. Yeah, a lot of things going on out here in the good old heartland of Texas.
Right, as if the weather wasn't enough, right?
Yeah, and that's what I was referring to, by the way.
Oh, it was the weather. Oh, all right.
Yeah. And, when you have your constituents going through so much, the one thing they do is look at politicians as leaders, and they expect things from the leaders. Me, myself, I don't expect much from them, but I get it. They look at them as they're servants of the people, serve me, help me, and they feel like they weren't getting served here in Texas.
Yeah, and I assume by that you meant by like served martinis or?
Yeah, they ran out of alcohol, buddy.
Oh, right. Like on the beaches of, was it Cancun? Where was it?
Yeah, they moved all the alcohol over to Cancun, and allegedly not allegedly anymore, but this senator we have here named Cruz, him and his, it was a whole bunch of them, but everyone was focused on him and his family. Well, just him. They don't care about the family, just him being a senator. Your state's going through this winter storm, loss of power, and he goes off to Cancun.
So let me ask you, did you lose power at your house?
I sure did.
Where did you go?
I went to a hotel.
Oh, right. So you didn't stay in the home without power, right?
No.
Okay.
Can't do that.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
Yeah, I get the optics. I really do get the optics. I think also like there's not much he could do, but I do think he probably should have been a little more aware. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. Because that's one of those things. If everyone could do that, I'm sure they would have. Right.
Exactly. So their argument's not valid, but he should have still.
Right. It's kind of like, you want to know what I thought about when I was reading those articles and everything, man. Remember how we used to go out to the field? It's that military, bringing it back to the military, right? We go out to the field and we see the first sergeant or commander. Where they going? What they doing? Like they going back to the rear to get that hot shower? No, come on out here. Stay out here, soldier. That's what it reminded me of when I saw all of these people and I read about all of these people complaining about him taking his family to Cancun. It actually made me think about days in the military. I said, oh, now they sound like I did when I was a private. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they look at them as leaders and, hey, you need to be in the fight with us.
And I think there's some validity to both that because, I've had those leaders, quote unquote leaders, who would also even come back with a Starbucks cup. And you're just like, what?
Yeah, where'd you get that from?
Like, we don't have Starbucks here. Where were you?
Yeah.
So I guess that's the question is I like Ted Cruz. So there's no doubt that I do like him. But really, I mean, do we call these people leaders anymore? Like, do they really understand what leadership's about?
I don't think it's about what their understanding. It's just that's how people look at them as you're the leaders of this city, this state, our country. You're our elected leaders.
So you think the criticism on Cruz is fair?
Oh, hell yeah. I'm private again, damn it.
Well, I do get it.
But it's like I said, I get the criticism, but I also get if I could have gone to Cancun, yeah, I probably would have. Well, no, I wouldn't because I could have. But no, I didn't want to go that far away.
Right.
Yeah,
But nobody would have said, Mike James pulled a pin already. Didn't happen because Mike James went to Cancun. Nobody going to say that.
exactly.
Maybe one guy, I don't know, one of our frequent watchers, but yeah,
Yeah, Joe would have said something.
Joe, Joe, yeah,
Yeah.
he would have gave you crap.
Oh
Probably
yeah.
rightfully so, though.
Yeah. But like we say, that's the media, That's the media. They're gonna attack them, and they did, rightfully so. I'm sorry, you know.
Well,
I agree with them, but what are you gonna do?
I think there was a stance that they were talking about, like there's nothing he can do, and I agree that on principle maybe they're right. There's nothing he really can do. I still though think if you're a true leader, you do want to be in there. There's things he could have done. He could have come back and used some of his money and influence and started pushing power out, getting blankets, getting food. I don't know, whatever was needed. There's something he could have done.
Yeah, I mean, when the when the towers came down, what did Giuliani do? He walked the streets with a handkerchief over. Hey, get a mask on. Help them, help them. It was a photo op, or in that case, a video op. You know, do
Right.
something. That's what you politicians do.
Yeah, even if it's not genuine, just make it look good, right?
Yeah, yeah. Then what? No one can ever say anything bad about you in a time of crisis.
Yeah. Well, they
Yeah.
will still say you went for a photo op. That's true.
Well, no, I've never. That's just me. I never like posted that or said anything about him. It's just something that I felt inside. I was like, man, this seems so fake, because
No, but
that's because of my love of politicians.
I think that's true. I think there still will be a crowd of media, whatever, saying, "Oh, it's just a photo op." Yeah, of course, they
Oh, you
can't
mean
win.
like after when he started passing out water at some shelters and stuff?
Right, right,
Yeah,
yeah.
should have did that before, man. You should have. I was like, damn, your timing is way off, man. No, no. But
Well, that's what
uh,
makes me wonder. Like I said, from a military standpoint, like I don't think we own, we don't own the rights to leadership and leadership styles and all that stuff. But I think we've seen a gamut of different types of leaders. And we all know that we've got some in the military that we've respected, and then some dirtbags who make you do radio watch because you tell them that your ambush is a crossfire and you're going to kill each other, and
yeah,
they get mad at you. So, not that that was a personal experience or anything.
that's a little bit too detailed there. Jim. What happened?
Yeah. I literally got put on radio watch because I went and told my squad leader that you've just put us in an ambush, kill zone, whatever. I have crossfire, and he got mad and told me to go watch the radio. So I was like, all right, whatever. That's a leadership style that probably would go to Cancun if he caused the weather.
Yeah, yeah.
But you get the point I'm saying is like we've seen a gamut of different leadership styles. We know the kinds of people we respect, and we could, so it's not that we own that, but we're very familiar with leadership.
Yeah.
And that's why I asked you if you saw any politicians that actually even come close to leaders.
Oh, that's different. That's different. Yeah, not many. Not
Yeah.
many. You're not just going by they're in that position. It's just by, what they've done and how they carry themselves, so to speak. Is that what you're referring to? No, not many.
Well, yeah, and I think, well, I guess the thing I want to separate here is, do you think the system or just the politics in general prevents us from even seeing that, even if they were leaders? Like, do you think they're handicapped by politics, the media, where even if they were true leaders, it would get twisted and distorted no matter what?
Yep. Yes.
Right.
Like we
Because
just said about the Rudy Giuliani walking the streets of New York, after the towers collapsed. Someone's always going to say, man, he just did that for a photo op.
Right.
Same thing with Cruz. Look at him leaving us. Oh, while we go through this, it's always going to be that. You're always going to have that other side, even if it's not true.
So we're going back to the team sports again.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's not even about whether this guy's a leader or showing
Well,
leadership stuff.
Yeah, I think in some cases, I think the one, and I hate to keep using this Giuliani one, one that I remember offhand. I think that was like a team sports thing.
Okay.
If people were saying that about him, but this one right here, I see a lot of people on the right were criticizing Cruz. A lot of people. Yeah, so I was like, okay.
I don't have all the detail. I didn't read all because, like I said, it didn't interest me at the time. I don't even know, like, if he had this scheduled before all this happened, like, I kind of have a little bit more like, okay, what do you want the guy to do? Well, no, he didn't.
No, he didn't. He didn't, man. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, that's kind of tough.
Uh,
Yeah, that's kind of tough.
he can't see it. It's a different arm,
Yeah,
baby.
uh,
Do your right arm. Yeah, he can
there
see
you
that.
go.
Yeah, but yeah, it's tough no matter what. But yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said you know, damned if you do, damned if you don't, so to speak. You know, and if everyone could
Right.
do it, they probably would.
Right, and that's why I said I think we've got a serious problem. We know that anyway. We've talked about the media for the hypocrisy forever anyway. We've got a serious problem of people just constantly projecting and judging and projecting. Because just like you said, I totally agree with. If any one of these people had the means, they'd be gone too. In fact, some of
Yeah,
these reporters are probably reporting from Cancun.
yeah, they probably were. They probably beat him over there.
Exactly. That's how they knew he was there.
Yeah,
They were at the airport
or
getting on
they,
their flight.
yeah, exactly. But I think what I didn't like was a lot of these Texas politicians. You know who they blame for the outage?
Who's that?
AOC.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
How did?
all of this green energy that we're using, and we're like, no, Texas is not regulated. You know, you guys didn't winterize your plants, so because they save money that way. You know what I mean?
How much do you know about that? Like I'm not going to contest because I don't even know. Like, but I did even Joe. I asked Joe this because we were talking about it, and he was saying that there is a lot of truth to certain things that were shut down because they are regulated by federal law, but they're not on the grid of the nation.
Yeah,
So they're still
Texas.
regulated.
Yeah, it's
Huh?
like right. It's a huge section through Texas. That's they have their own regulation. They're not by federal standards, no. Because if it was by federal standards, they would have been winterized. Is that what you call that? Winterized? They would have been
I think
prepared
so.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, when you take the summer air out of the Humvee tires and you put the
Yeah.
winter air in.
Thank you,
Yeah,
man. Thank you.
yeah,
I've done that as a private, so I know.
yeah. I heard you were pretty good at that too. You
Yeah,
were really
yeah.
good at that. Yeah, that's why they called you Maintenance Mike, right?
That's it. That's it. Nobody ever called me that, but I'm just going along with it there. Yeah.
Well, I didn't want to say what they really called you.
Oh no, no, no. Well,
Yeah,
say
you
it.
had.
We might get a lot of views now, guys.
Yeah, we'll save that for another episode.
Yeah, save it for another episode. But no,
So,
they weren't winterized. So, and they say they're not winterized because that costs more money, and you know, it led to this first time in what 15, 20 years.
so you think it's all the winterization though? There weren't places closed down and fossil fuel. Even I even heard there were some nuclear places that were shut down.
Oh, I didn't hear that one.
Yeah, I heard
I
there
didn't
were
hear that
nuclear places, and
one.
because they were forced to go to the green thing. But if you're saying they're not on, how do they not be on federal? How can they not?
That's what I was wondering. But they're
Yeah,
not. When I saw Cruz out there, or I didn't see him. Actually, I read the article. They quoted him blaming AOC and all this green energy. I'm like, well, the windmills are not stopping. You
Well,
know, the big turbine-like windmills that everybody's going to now.
what was that footage they had of him? They had
Right.
footage from a helicopter of windmills frozen.
No,
Is
not
that
every.
fake?
I ain't gonna say it's fake. I haven't seen it.
Oh yeah, there's footage.
Yeah.
I only saw one, and it was a small cut of just one windmill, and it was frozen.
Really?
Wasn't moving. Yeah. So
Yeah, was it like what they call a windmill farms, or was it just one?
I only saw that short clip of that one, and
Oh,
you know how it works, man. We
yeah,
don't know
yeah,
what's out there, what we can get
yeah.
and what we can't.
Did you see
That's
ice
why.
on it?
Oh, yeah, it was snowy. It
Okay,
was
okay.
yeah. It
All
was
right.
definitely looked like it was a Texas winter.
Yeah, gotcha.
Well, at least this Texas winter. Although I remember I was there. I was there. What was it? 2000. And I remember the hail that came down. It was
Yeah,
like, yeah.
yeah,
I was like, I'm in Texas. What is this
yeah,
crap?
yeah. Because that left a lot of, and that happened again. I want to say it's around 2014, 15 time frame.
Yeah, I
That
wasn't
happened
there
again.
then,
Yeah,
but
yeah, I know. That's because that's right after I came back. It happened again. But getting back to the winterization, yeah, I mean, we could do a lot of research on it. and I'm sure we're gonna find stuff that I don't think you'll find anything that supports them blaming it on someone else rather than themselves.
Well,
You,
I'm pretty
to
sure.
me, you can't go outside the state. I'm sorry, this is your state. You know
Yeah,
what I
I'm
mean?
pretty sure. Like you're right. Yeah, I think it may be a Texas problem,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean it can't be a Democratic or Republican problem, or it can't be a Green New Deal versus. I mean, there's probably a lot more to it than we even know, and we know there's always some, you know, combination because it gets spun every time. So
Yeah, and I think that's why I'm hesitant to speak on a lot of things because when the truth comes out years and years later, it's stuff that we don't even know now. You know what I mean?
right,
The next thing you know, you see these documentaries with videos slash audio recordings or documents, and you're like, damn,
sure,
you know, it's the
and
same
we'll
thing with
know.
9/11.
Yeah, we can kind of transition over to another, like the perfect example of that is
Oh,
like right
please,
now. What?
no, please. What are we going to?
I was just gonna talk about our buddy in New York.
Oh, you talking about what's his name? Uh, David.
No, Fredo's brother.
I was talking about my brother David. I blame everything on
Oh right,
him.
well that's probably yeah. I can't contest or deny. I can't confirm or
Okay,
deny that. So,
Jim, tell me, what did Cuomo do now? Jeez,
well,
man.
nothing because Cruz was on vacation in the middle of a snowstorm in Texas, so Cuomo didn't do a damn thing. I mean,
You
I
mean,
can't find anything on it. That's the whole.
yeah,
I can't find anything.
really?
I mean, even Democrats are talking about it, but I can't find it in the media. It's
Wow,
insane.
wow. So what are they saying he did or didn't do?
What, like hide all the numbers about the dead people or the old people he killed in the senior homes?
Say what?
Apparently, his aide came out and
Well,
said that they hid the numbers.
oh, his aide came out. I thought you meant he came out. I was like, what does his sexuality have to do with it? But
No, 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 no. I
yeah.
mean, he came out. I don't know. Well, whatever. Maybe those words aren't great. He brought it to the attention of the public that they've been hiding the numbers because they didn't want the Trump administration to use it against them. So actually, more people died from senior citizen homes, and these are Democrats talking about it now. So for some reason, they're going after Cuomo. Maybe he came up on the Epstein list. I don't know. There's some reason they're trying
Wow.
to separate.
Well, normally when you see that, what happens? What does that mean? Hey, you got too much, man. You're gonna have to fall on the sword on this one. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, we can't protect you anymore.
Right.
You
But
know.
then that
Wow.
also means one other thing. That also means he don't have enough dirt on them.
Yeah, I can see why you say that, but I think when you say them, that's a larger group, and they can really affect you, your family, and things like that. So you really have to be mindful of that. You
Well,
know.
just like I said, the people who have enough dirt on them, the collective them, usually get Clintoned, right? So he clearly doesn't have enough because they're publicly going after him, not worried about what he's going to say.
Mm.
So
Yeah, yeah, they can bring out all his dirt, so that kind of like discredits anything he's gonna say in the future.
right, or they're
Is that
banking that the media is going to protect him anyway.
well? If you're hearing it, well, I don't know. How would you look at that? Because you're saying you're hearing about it, but when you go research, you're not finding anything.
Well, you know where you got to find it.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't
You got
know.
to find it in those places that get censored often for these conspiracies that they
Yeah,
admitted.
yeah, exactly, man. I don't know, man. It's like, does that surprise you with Cuomo though?
No, he's been. I thought he was a dirtbag always. Especially, I
Right.
mean, his brother Fredo probably walked into that job, lied about having COVID and going downstairs. Like, I just don't even understand how these people continue to get away with lies, even as a CNN, like the TV or the news, lies to your face. He admits he lied, not directly, but by his story. Then it's confirmed, and then they go after these like Fox News and OAN because they're disseminating false information. I'm like, what? Like, it blows my mind, dude. It just blows my mind.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Once again, I think this is a good example of how you can see it on both sides. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I think the Cuomo thing is a little bit worse, personally. That's just me personally. When you're talking about reporting how many people died, and really,
Right. And you remember the ship? Remember when the ship came in
yeah, yeah,
and how it was so underused?
yeah,
Like they gave Trump crap because he wasn't helping or he wasn't doing. He sends a whole ship there and they
yeah,
put like 20 people in it and then threw all those old people in the old senior homes and
yeah.
all of them died. Like, is your ego going to get any bigger? Like,
Well, you say Trump sent the ship,
well, it was under
right?
his administration, so surely he's
Right.
got to.
Right,
Right.
but no, hear me out here. You say he sent the ship, so if Cuomo used that and so many people's lives were saved, who gets the credit?
Well, I get
Come on
that,
now.
and no, I get that. Trump will, and again, I think that would be fair to say, but I don't think we would know how many lives were saved. Like, I don't think that number could ever really be determined.
Well,
You know
it's
what I mean?
just
How
if
many?
you just fill the ship, though. You're talking hundreds, possibly thousands, right? So what I'm saying is, they you really went that low, whereas you didn't want to use that because you feel like he would get some credit of something.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
Oh,
that's
I
where I was
totally
going
get
with
it.
that. Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm saying the ego. His ego was so in the way that he couldn't let Trump have a win to save lives. But the whole time, and he got an award or something. Didn't he get some like Emmy or something?
Emmy.
I don't know what awards. They're all stupid. They're all stupid to me. The
Yeah,
dumb awards. And
well, give him the
they're even,
Oscar then, man.
was it the Oscar?
Yeah, no, I'm joking.
I have no idea, dude. I don't watch that garbage.
Oh, but no, I was just joking about the Oscar. But no, what I'm saying is that's like an all-time low for me. You know, not
Yeah,
surprising, but it's still an all-time low. That's what they do.
right.
Team politics again, man.
So that's what I'm saying. So take Cuomo for example. Do you think Cuomo's the what would
Leader.
you call him? The gangster of that kind of politics, or do you think he's the typical politician who's just really dumb and can't get away with it?
Oh no, no, no! I wish you had a choice C in there.
Well, you can add a C.
Yeah, I was. Is he a gangster? Oh yeah, I would say that. Yeah, that's gangster. What he did. Yeah,
Right, like, and then I guess when maybe I should explain what I mean is like he's almost got Trump's demeanor, like I'll do what I want when I want,
yeah,
and he gets away with it.
yeah. Until now.
Whether they support him or not, he gets away with it. Or is he just a politician and he just got really sloppy and couldn't cover it?
Well, if his aide came out, then he really didn't get sloppy. Maybe that's just
Right,
someone came forward who had a conscience. So it's politics as usual, but and yeah. So that what does that mean, Mike? Politicians don't have a conscience? I would say no. The
right.
average politician, I would say no, they don't. And then that's for all those people who want to comment or whatever. I'm talking about no matter which side of the aisle you're on. I don't care. I would say the average politician does not have a conscience.
Why do you think that is?
I heard it on the radio one time, man. American politics is being run by people who, as soon as their first day in office, their number one job is to get reelected.
Hmm.
Plain and simple. That's
But
that's the number one focus is get reelected.
is that because of the salary and the benefits?
Yeah. I say benefits more so than the salary.
Right. And
Like I
you
said,
mean
man.
benefits more than health care. You're talking about the
Yeah, I'm
benefits
talking
beyond.
about like what you talking about, like when you mentioned the one Pelosi. She makes this much a year, but she's worth millions. It's like that's unheard of, man. I'm sorry.
Right.
It shouldn't be like that. That's why I
Right.
say go back to the way it used to be, and I'm not talking about everything, just the concept of no, you don't get paid that much money. You should not make that much money.
But
Why is it even a full-time job if you're not there full-time? Think
right.
about it.
Oh, I get it. I
You
get
know?
it. They should get paid on the results.
Yeah,
They should get commission, is what they should get.
yeah, exactly, man. But
Politicians
you
get
know,
paid on commission.
but people are so here we go again, third time saying it, team politics. They're so fixated with that, the lesser of two evils, that I'm like, do you guys really see a change coming?
Right.
Really? It's like
Well, and that's what bothers me is that people like it's in your face and people just don't care. And maybe some people do care, they don't know what to do. I mean, there's a guy I listened to, Viva Fry or something. I think I don't know how to say his name. He's French, but he's a Canadian lawyer, and I love listening to him because he even does with Barnes. Good lawyer, and that's a good guy to watch if you want to get into the legal stuff. But he was talking about, yeah, he was talking about some case up in Canada where somebody suggested it. One of the politicians said, you know what, I propose a bill to cut everybody's pay here down to the bare minimum of what everybody else is getting until the problem is resolved. Like, so he was going to say the Congress, like in our example, Congress should be paid $600 a month like everybody else.
Yeah.
And you know what they did? They not only unanimously downvoted that bill, someone brought up another bill to penalize just his salary, and they unanimously accepted that one. It was later thrown out. Thrown out, but that's what they did in his face to spite him.
Wow.
That's politics. That's the elite telling you that you don't matter. We're in charge here.
Yeah, you're not going to mess with our money. Don't mess with our pockets.
So that's what brings me to like the people. I'm really concerned about the people, the genuine, like the people out there listening right here. Those people, I'm concerned about them. Like, if you're so willing to get on board and call that little patty cake game on the 6th or whatever day it was an insurrection, like if you're so willing to call that an insurrection when we in the military know that's a joke of an insurrection with all the guns we have in this country, that's not an insurrection. If you're so willing to jump on board with that, why are you so willing to just overlook all this corruption in your face? I mean, is it because that's your team? Like, what's going on?
No, I think what's going on with people calling it an insurrection, you have to look at what was the intent behind all of that, right?
I have no clue.
You got the eye gouger. You know what I mean? And they assaulted and killed one police officer, and a couple other ones got assaulted or whatever. And I'm like, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. It's like having, even though it's not the same here, but you'll get what I'm saying. You have a protest going on, and you have the police out there with the shields, right? And you break the line, right? What happens? You get charged with assault on a police officer. You know what I mean? Now, if you're doing that in a federal building, why is it not called insurrection? I don't get it.
Well, this is where I get it. When was the last time in the military you were involved in an assault where you brought innocent civilians with you to take pictures and selfies? When was the last time you've done that? Like, you've never done that.
I got out in 2000. It was in 99.
So you did it in 99? You gathered a bunch of civilians and told them to walk up a red carpet between some ropes while you assaulted the objective? Awesome.
Yes.
So maybe you planned that insurrection.
Well, you sit here and you say that patty cake of whatever, right? And I'm like, you had this couple of guys. Well, one guy we know died, and then the other guy got his eyes gouged and everything. I'm like, that's patty cake to you?
Well, no, but that could easily be a fight on 6th Street at 10 p.m. at night after the bars open.
It wasn't on 6th Street. It's in a federal building.
Right, but
it was called the White House, but we'll call it the Capitol building, right?
Yeah, the White House, yeah. The White Capitol building.
Yeah, but my thing is, so what would you call it?
Well, I wouldn't label it an insurrection because the point of the insurrection means that's a planned thing. That's my thing. It's a planned thing. So let's just say it was a riot. Let's say it was a riot.
Okay,
and the same thing happened.
That's what you would call it.
Maybe, yeah, maybe it was a protest that turned to a riot. I wouldn't call it an insurrection. There's no way I'd call that insurrection. Okay. I can't believe you're entertaining that, unless you're just trying to push my buttons. I don't have an issue.
My whole thing is I don't have an issue calling it an insurrection.
Well, I do. I just think that's a silly thing.
Yeah, for everything that happened, right? They want to call those guys terrorists. I don't have an issue with that. They want to call it an insurrection. I don't have an issue with that because there's no way in hell I'm going to support them. Hey, once you do bodily harm to those police officers, I'm like, yo, you lost me. So I'm not going to speak in your favor at all. Well,
the problem is who are them? They're arresting people that walked up the carpet to take selfies. So are they part of the insurrection? Were they a distraction or what?
Yeah.
Who are them?
Well, damn.
Yeah.
If
There were
somebody
people
goes
taking
to,
selfies with cops. Cops were letting them in. Like everybody wasn't part of this insurrection.
well, are you saying the ones that took selfies with cops, they got arrested?
Yes, they're going after everybody. Didn't you see the what's the bank? What's the big bank?
Bank of America?
Stupid. Yes.
Yeah.
How they released all that information on people who used their credit cards in DC that day and flights, and yeah, they're exposing everybody who was there to bring charges against all these people. Yeah, they're going after all of the people that were in the Capitol building or the
Jim,
White House
wrong,
or whatever
man.
one.
No, you're
Huh?
wrong. They're not.
I'm wrong?
No. They're going to they gathering up all the information so they can try to ID the people who committed the act. Not everyone, not the people that were outside. They're not going to
So-
arrest those people.
No, that's what I'm talking about. People came inside.
Yeah. What the hell
Sure.
were you doing inside?
Well, what if they were let in?
So what?
What if they were let in?
Okay, then this. Okay, you saying what if? What
They're
were they
part of the
doing
insurrection.
inside? So you're saying everybody inside is not guilty? I say the hell with that. No, I'm sorry.
Well,
Sorry.
sure. Okay. In that sense, ignorance is no excuse to the law, right? Sure. You didn't know. You thought they were letting you in because they were letting everybody in. You didn't realize it was an insurrection. Sure.
Oh God. I hope and pray. I really.
It's
do,
not an
man.
insurrection. It's not an insurrection. I don't care. That's not an insurrection.
I hope you're very detailed in your mitigating techniques. The next time there's a different type of protest, let's say, that gets violent. You know what
Well,
I mean?
I mean,
don't care if it's Black Lives Matter or Second Amendment or whatever. I hope you're very detailed.
So we'll talk about that because we did talk about that. We talked about how one person inciting a riot or creating a bunch of people to riot can change a protest to a riot, right? We talked about that. So right, like you said, the people rioting are creating the riot, and we've already said that the people that are protesting and want no part of the riot should have some obligation to stop it. But I wouldn't put my life on the line if that's what it meant.
Yeah,
So-
okay, you went. Okay, that's
Right.
perfect. That's perfect. Neither would I. So my whole point is this: once I saw that, I'd be like, "Hey, whoa! I was just talking Black Lives Matter. I was just talking about Second Amendment. I'm not down with that. I'm
Right.
out."
Right, but if you're on camera or you charge your card there and now they're coming to your door asking you questions and trying to figure out who you are, you're okay with that.
Yeah, they
Because
say,
you were
"Were
part of the
down there?"
insurrection.
No. They asked, "Were you down there?" Yes. Right? They come to my
Uh-huh.
house, and first of all, they're gonna get your picture, right? And they're gonna match it up with all these other pictures of people that they're actually looking for, right? And then they're gonna say, "Were you in the building?" No. Once I saw that, I got out of there. And they're not gonna charge me with anything.
All right, so
If you're inside the building, okay, you're part of the problem. You're
Yeah,
part of the problem.
right, and even the people inside the building can still be charged with something lesser that's no big deal,
Right.
even if they were in their accident. Sure, yeah, I get that angle. It's still not an insurrection, though. You're not convincing me. No.
I'm not trying to convince you. I just said I have no issue calling it that because I'm not supporting those guys. I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't support them either.
Well, it sounds
Whether-
like you're defending them.
No. I'm not defending. I have an issue calling it insurrection because I know what they're doing. They're turning it into a 9/11 so they can take all of our free speech and guns and all that away. They're just using it to make it sound bigger
Well,
than it
you
was.
just said there were no guns, with all the guns in this country. There were no guns there. So how can they go after the guns? Even though it's government, you know they're going to try to do it anyway. But
That's
how.
how.
How are they going to go
Well,
after
because-
the guns?
Because if it was a riot, they would have no reason to go after the guns because we've already had riots where people were bailed out and not even charged. So they can't make a stance on a riot. If it's an insurrection, oh, we've never had an insurrection. So now we have reason to go after guns and silence people who are spreading disinformation. And yeah, so they're playing it up so they have an excuse behind it. Well, you know this, just like 9/11. So we can spy on Americans. Oh, we got to get those terrorists.
If you're not doing anything wrong, what's the problem?
Who ain't did anything wrong?
Okay, all right, yeah.
What you mean?
I said 9/11 with the Patriot Act. If you're not doing anything wrong, they're listening on your phone calls. Why are you worried about that? What's wrong with it?
Hold on. Did we just have a whole conversation about crooked politicians and you're telling me if you didn't do anything wrong, you ain't got nothing to worry about?
One of my favorite lines in the movie, "My hypocrisy can only go so far."
Yeah.
Hey,
Trust me.
You know, I wish Paul was on for this episode. He would have been looking at me like, Really? Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait till they shut this whole channel down because they don't think we have something to say that's worthy.
Yeah. Exactly. How did
Because
we
we
go?
sound like we're supporting insurrectionists.
Don't say we, it's you.
No, no, no. You said me. I do not support anyone that caused any harm to anybody on any date, on any time, in any history, on any planet.
And I don't have the rights
Period.
to this music. Hey, just so you know, that was going to be for the next segment too.
All right. Well, why don't we do this as a good transition to move in and close this one out? Move into pull the pin ready. We can do this. We can start transition if you got a person of the week or the pull the pin. We can just jump into whatever you got. We're gonna have to start mixing it up because
my pull the pin was going to be just that. I'm tired of seeing all these things on Facebook or the social media saying I don't have the rights to this music. You ever seen that?
I actually I don't know a lot about copyright laws. I've seen some stuff, but I do not believe putting a statement up on top makes you protected from copyright.
It doesn't. Because
Exactly.
when you put that statement out there, you're admitting that you're violating a law. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I'm like, it's best just to put it out there, put the music out there, and they come after you. Hey, I didn't know. You know
Right.
what I mean? But they put that statement out there. I'm like, so you know you're wrong. So you're going to make this statement to try to say that, okay, got it.
And there are organizations you can join where you can use the music and the money you pay, portions of it go to the artists.
Exactly.
So then you can say, music protected by whatever you can say.
Right.
So, right, there are things you can do for that.
Yeah, I can't believe it, man. And there's people out there in 2021 and they're still doing it. I'm like, okay.
I know somebody who posts
Really?
every day and that same thing is up there. And I'm
Wow.
like, no, that's not right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my pull the pin, man.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I'm going to pull the pin on something I've been trying to pull it on before. I just haven't got a chance to. And that's this whataboutism crap. Not the whataboutism. It's the people that say, well, you can't whataboutism. Well, you can. You really have to whataboutism when you're trying to figure out what somebody's standard is or what level playing field you're dealing with. If this is okay and this is not okay, that creates a standard. So whataboutism is very relevant. And if you have somebody doing the same thing and somebody doing the same thing over here, but this one you like and this one you don't, that doesn't create a level playing field. You have to find out what the distinction is between the two of them. So you may have to go into another whataboutism. So for all you people that say whataboutism isn't important, it's irrelevant, I understand that there's times when it's not relevant. When you're going apples to oranges, I get that, which I don't even get the apples to orange thing. But anyways,
It's fruit.
right, it's fruit. It's all fruit. But whataboutism matters when you're trying to establish a standard. And that is all I'm going to say about it. So stop telling me it doesn't matter and it's not important. And you know who you are because that's all you do say is, what about it? You know who you are. So you're probably not watching this. So anyways, that is my pull the pin.
That's a good one, man. But what about the people who don't say that?
What about we thank everyone for tuning in and joining us for our discussion. Hope you got something out of it because I don't know how much sense either one of us are bringing, but we had a good time bringing it. And quick announcement, there is a website, pullthepinalready.com. Check it out. More is coming. We're going to start doing a whole lot more things to support more veterans to get you guys on here, but get connected. Come join our community. Come get on our team. And until next time, Godspeed.
And pull the pin.
Thanks for joining us here at Pull the Pin Already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.